Redwoods. We honor the memory of 3 individuals who were a part of racing here at the Redwood Acres Raceway and also at the Oval in its days as a dirt track. Those individuals include Matt Wade, and Matt was loved by his family, of course, and loved everything about race cars. He was devoted to the car, spending all his free time working on it, that car being the 71 car of Mark Murray. He is missed very much by Mark Murray, friends and family, and they are dedicating their first race to Matt and his family, and that is signed by Mark and Connie Murray of Murray Motors, car number 71, in the memory of Matt Wade. Another gentleman whose memory we take note of tonight, Fred Sanchi. Fred passed away on February 15th of this year. He was a promoter in the early 1960s for a couple of years under the Six Rivers Racing Association banner when that was formed. Past president of Six Rivers Racing Association, charter member. He was on the board until the time of his death. He was also responsible the final year of the Racing Association for starting that point fund and the drawing that made sure the drivers out here got some pay at the end of the year as the championship finished up. Fred's son Jeff was the champion in the hobby stock division. I believe Jeff is here tonight with us. The last year, the track was a dirt track, and that was a very big highlight for his dad, Fred Sanchi. He also leaves behind his wife, Leola, and another son, Mike. Those privileged to have known him miss him greatly, Fred Sanchi, and I think a lot of us were taken back when we heard of his passing. Our program tonight is dedicated to the memory of a very special gentleman here at Redwood Acres Raceway. This is the Robert Wright Memorial Race for the opening of 1989. Folks here at Redwood Acres Raceway did a lot of investigating to get some background on Robert's involvement in racing. They came across an article that goes back to the Racing Wheels magazine, February 24th of 1971, so keep that in context. This was back in 1971 when these words were written. It isn't very often that associations can boast of having among its membership, referring to the Six Rivers Racing Association, a man or company who has sponsored a car every year since that association began, talking about the Six Rivers Racing Association. And that person, of course, was Bob Reif. He was owner and operator of Bob's Body Shop in Fortuna, soft-spoken gentleman, southern drawl, came to Fortuna in 1960 from West Virginia, whereas his wife says they went to all the races they could get to. His first actual involvement in racing began back in 1965 when he joined Six Rivers Racing Association. In the years since, Bob served in the association as tech committeeman, member of the rules committee. He also was secretary, and he just enjoyed always being around to help. A lot of things did not change, really, as Bob continued to be involved in supporting racing. Bob passed away November 13th of 1988, lost his life in an auto accident at the age of 54. You'll see in your program tonight a lot of photographs and a lot more information about Robert Wright. We dedicate this race to him. At the opening of the 1989 or 88 season, he was instrumental in putting together quite a contingency fund. In fact, a lot of money for the opening trophy dash. And in just a moment, we're going to bring you another special presentation regarding the life and loves of Robert Wright. But right now, we ask you to remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, remove your hats for our national anthem. And I believe Sabrina Francis should be ready to do that here in just a moment. Sabrina? Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, Sabrina Francis.
Wasn't on. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
Francis, thank you very much. And this time we are going to ask you that you remain standing for a few minutes more as we present our memorial lap to Robert White. States, and last year he was helping Bill O'Neill again in the 11 car. As Juanita, his wife, says, Robert did just about everything in racing except flagging, and he would have enjoyed doing that. He also said he believed in sportsmanship with the same rules for all, and his dedication to racing was dedicated to just that. An additional item that is not mentioned in your program, much of the information I just mentioned about Bob is in tonight's program. Special message from his family tonight. Robert's personal fan club consisting of his wife Juanita, son Don, and Don's wife Joan, son Chip, also known as Bob, and his wife Terry, daughter Cheryl, and her husband Barry. He was grandpa to Ann, Leslie, Alana, Melissa, Heather, Justin, Lona, and Jacob. In memory of him, we can think of no better way than to dedicate tonight a perpetual trophy in his honor. The Robert Wright Memorial Trophy will be dedicated tonight. And we understand we will have 4 laps of racing. Our NASCAR Tour Superstock division. Blackman Tim McEwen says, okay, go ahead and warm up those tires. It's kind of a cool night out here, so he'll give them a lap or two to make sure everything's ready to go. And then we'll slow them down, line them up 2 by 2. Our first event. And we'll talk about warming up the tires. These cars literally need to get those tires warmer. The warmer the tires are, the better they stick and the better the cars handle. And Tim gives them the yellow flag, yellow light, saying, okay, let's line them up and get set to go racing. Bill O'Neill, the 11 car, Vic Blanc, number 23. Jim Walker in the 48 car, and Randy Olson, the 17 car. 3 out of 4 of those cars won main events in 1988. Blanc, Walker, and Olson. In fact, those were your top 3 cars in points last year through turn 3 and 4. And Tim McEwen says, ideally, we'd like to have the top 2 cars side by side as they come out of turn 4. That's what the flagman likes to look for. And make sure everybody gets an even start. You can see Tim down there shaking his head saying, no, fellas, you're going to have to make it a little cleaner than that. Once again, they start to get on the gas. Looks a little better this time around. There's the rain. We're underway. Into turn 1, O'Neill on the inside. Vic Blanc, that high side could be tough to stay in there, and Vic takes it right to the wall. Jim Walker slipping on the inside of Vic Blanc in the 48 car. Olson waiting for somebody up front to make a mistake as he hangs back and forth. Veteran driver in the 11 car, pole position, working well so far as they are into lap number 2. And then it's Blanc slipping into second place. Randy Olson looking on the outside of Walker. Third place there as Walker tries the inside line. Into lap number 3, they'll be looking for the white flag this time around for that trophy dash. And Olson tries the high side on Walker. Not much room. And one more time around. Blanc, Jim Walker, and Randy Olson. O'Neill taking that starting position and hanging on very well. Blanc tries the outside. No room there. Robert's second place. Jim Walker, Randy Olson, and Vic Blanc. Our first event of 1989. And presentation being made right now as Bill is out of the car with our trophy presenter, Sarah Purser.